Oh my god, Altseason is gonna blow our mind. In this video I would like to show you why I'm so bullish over the long term for good quality altcoins and of course for Bitcoin, because we have seen a little preview, but like I said, this is a little preview. So let's take a look at what we can actually expect and maybe when we can expect the big fireworks to start. In the meantime, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the bell notification on. I'm here every day. I'm having a kid today, tomorrow, in 2 weeks, in 3 weeks maybe. I'd rather have in 3 weeks so I can, prepare a little bit for that. But even then, I will be here. I will have content prepared because this is not the time in crypto to give up. This is the time we want to be here. Okay. Now, first thing, Bitcoin. It's been strong. It's been really strong. So if we take a look at Bitcoin over the weekly chart, you can see that this year has been basically nothing but up only, right? We went from 15K all the way to 30K, had a small pullback towards 25, did the 30 to 25 again, and then we blasted straight to $44,000 without actually a big pullback. Now, as I said, I'm not changing my view on the fact that we should get a big pullback at some point, but hey, will we go to 52K first before that happens? Seems quite like, on average for me, I made a video about this, what Bitcoin usually does in this time period. And overall, the average is that Bitcoin should go towards 48, 52, then has a pullback to 30, and then bull market. That doesn't have to happen this time, but that's the average of what it did so far in every single cycle. But this is nice because what we see right now is a glimpse of the bull market that tells us like, hey guys, these are the coins that are going to blow up. Look, they can 8x. Now here you have a pullback, use it and then go. We will be stupid if we don't use that. And I think this is the last cycle when it's very easy to make money with crypto. It has been very easy. I knew from the last bull run as well, you can just go to your Binance app, close your eyes, scroll, click buy, pats, next day profit. Like, it doesn't matter. And I think that this bull run will be the last one that provides kind of the same, because after that, yeah, we have to compete with BlackRock and etc. And there will be way more liquidity and way bigger and smarter people in the space. Admit it, we are all stupid compared to these people. They play with big money and they didn't get that big money by being stupid in the first place. So we have to do this right now. I'm not saying you can profit after that, but the last big chance is right now, right? And what we have already seen, that's what the video is about. Hey, Altseason will be crazy. Altseason will blow your mind. And that's actually true because now we have seen altcoins doing 3x on average. Some altcoins even did way more, but this is by far an alt season yet. So when we really get to alt season, yeah, I want to be there, man. I want to be there, and I want to take you with me because we can really change our life in this alt season. So what I just said, I will show you what I mean exactly by that. But for now, Bitcoin, it's beautiful. I mean, it's been pumping and it doesn't show any weakness. Anytime, like the last couple of weeks when we got down from that $37,000 level to 34, 35, you see these wicks right there, right? And these wicks got bought up. So every time we went down, people were like, no, let me buy. And then we can go up even more. So yeah, who knows where it's going to stop, right? Then there's an interesting chart, which is the total tree. That's the whole market without Bitcoin and Ethereum. That has finally taken out the August high from last year. So high August, by August, it's taken out now. Altcoin market is really bullish right now. I can't lie, right? And I was very skeptical on the altcoin market. But then again, yeah, of course. I mean, we saw high, we saw lower high, lower high. We had a low, we had a lower low. And now it finally made a higher low and a higher high. Same case, it was going like this for a while, right? And hopefully we all saved a lot of money during the downtrend since basically, very long. Especially, I've been quite bearish on altcoins publicly since October 2022. And that's good, right? Because if you do take a look at how altcoins behaved against Bitcoin since October 2022, that was here, they went down half, right? So if you were in Bitcoin, you were making money. So not in stables, but in Bitcoin, you were making money, and now you can deploy that Bitcoin into altcoins, or you can wait a little bit until we're here. I think we should get there, but hey, time could tell. But overall, altcoins do really well. This is the others chart. And this is good. This is good, right? Others is everybody looks at the total tree, but that has stables and everything. That's not a representation of the actual altcoin market, right? If you take a look at others, this is everything except the top 10. So no USDT, no USDC, no Solana, no Dogecoin, no ADA, no whatever there, BNB, right? So actual altcoins that people are interested in if they like the low caps. Now, what's interesting to me is if we first take a look at the last cycle, right, you can see that we were ranging between well, kind of like these levels, give or take, right? We had support over here, we came down, we had support here, we had resistance here, came down, support again, resistance, and at a certain point in the halving year, way after the halving though, 1 month, 2 months, we broke out like hard, right? If you look what we are doing right now, it is not that different. If you look what we are doing right now, you can see that we are also ranging between these levels. Support over here, resistance here, support. We had a little resistance, but we kind of broke out and have support right now, and it looks like we are breaking out. I'm still cautious, right? Because what could happen, right? And we don't have to exactly repeat the last cycle, but what happened last cycle is that in the pre-halving year, like we are right now, we also broke out, turned into a fake out, came down again, and then we had one last push before we really broke out, right? Could be the case that we are doing something similar right now, or we somehow have a way early breakout already. And we do it completely different from now on. That could be. It will be the first time ever, so I'm not really betting on that, but I'm also not ruling it out. But the altcoin market is definitely showing some big strength right now. If you can see from the bottom until where we are right now, the altcoin market did a 2.5x, which is now finally catching up with Bitcoin, because if you look at Bitcoin, it did well slightly more, but it's like not a, a big difference. So altcoins and Bitcoin are finally now doing the same thing. It's looking very healthy, but then again, like I said, after such a move, usually there comes a pullback. But again, like if I look at this chart, I'll be like, if we really manage to break this last piece of resistance right here, then the altcoin market could actually fly to way higher levels. And with way higher levels, I mean levels like this. And it doesn't seem like much, but that's overall another 22% move up. Yeah, that's quite a lot after considering you made all this money already. There are some specific altcoins that are doing very well right now. If you take a look at CeDeFi, for example, we spoke. I didn't talk a lot about altcoins, but the altcoins that I did mention mainly were launchpads. Like I said, if you are on launchpads, it doesn't matter. You will make money with their pre-sales anyway. But if you look what CeDeFi is doing, man, what the actual hell? It's crazy. CeDeFi went from 55 cents all the way to $4.70. This was a couple of hours ago. It finally has a small pullback right now. And I can imagine that CeDeFi has a pullback back to this region, because this, if you look at the chart right here, you would say like, hey, big resistance, right? We had huge support over here. We started here. We had big resistance over here. And here it just didn't give a fuck. It just blasted right through it. I'll be like, wow, okay, nice. But also that I think like, okay, if you go up like that hard, usually should come down. It's like really healthy, right? But the benefit is that a lot of people are getting into CeDeFi to stake their tokens so they can participate in these sales. So a lot of people that got it are now having their tokens locked. So, going back to these levels, I don't know. If we take a look at the Fibonacci tool of how it ran, though, then, wow. Look at the 0.318, the white line, exactly where this comes in, by the way. So yeah, back to $3. Hey, should be very doable. And if you missed out on Seedify, then that might be an interesting level. And I'm not saying it can go lower than that. But then again, Seedify may not be a token that you want to miss out on, and their FOMO can't hurt, really. And yeah, there are more altcoins, especially Launchpad tokens, right? I just made a video about Launchpads, and look at Avalanche, look at Engine Starter, look at GameFi, like freaking crazy GameFi. This is something that I missed out on completely because it went from $200. If you look, like it crashed so hard, it went from $200 all the way to $1, right? And it was making lower lows, lower highs all the time. So I was saying like, okay, you know what? I'm not buying this because hey, then you could have also bought it over here, here, doesn't matter. And apparently it found its bottom over here. I would be surprised if it finds a new bottom after such a hard pump. This is actually a really crazy pump. Spartadex doing completely crazy. Chain GPT holding up very well. Pulse Finance keeps on mooning. It just doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. But what the nice thing is, again, it's not even alt season. It's not even looking like a little bit of an alt season. And I get that there may be some YouTubers or Twitterers, how do you call it, out there that say, hey, alt season, but it's not. Alt season is where altcoins outperform Bitcoin. All right. Now, we just see at the others chart that, you know, altcoins are doing kind of the same as Bitcoin, slightly less even. But even if you look at the Bitcoin dominance, you can see like, hey, this is in an uptrend, right? An alt season is where the Bitcoin dominance is in a downtrend, right? Where Bitcoin is dominating the space less than altcoins. That's not what we are seeing right now. But what we are seeing are these small pullbacks on the Bitcoin dominance. The dominance went all the way up to 55.26%, made a new high last week, right? Went really high. So altcoins wrecked against Bitcoin, not against the dollar pair, but it's because Bitcoin is doing so well, right? But it went down a little bit, and here it went down a little bit. And just because Bitcoin is sitting now at 44K makes that altcoins can moon so hard because altcoins got wrecked very hard as well. So all the liquidity was taken away from these altcoins. Like we saw with GameFi, yeah, it went from $200 to $1. There was no liquidity anymore. Of course, it's very easy to pump such a project with a 15x in a week, right? But that's crazy because if we now finally do see an alt season, can you only imagine how things are going to look like by then? Yeah, bro, oh my God, man, I am so ready for this. I'm so ready for this. So when could we see an alt season maybe, right? Well, in my opinion, the Bitcoin dominance should move up higher first. We are in a major resistance area. And as you can see right here, this wick, blap, got taken down like crazy. And that's because we had so much support here from August 2018 to April 2019, more than half a year support, right? So we now have resistance for like 1.5 months. Hey, we can struggle here for a while. We can definitely struggle for a while. But yeah, the Bitcoin dominance, as you can see by this line, it is still in an uptrend, right? It's still in an uptrend. So we cannot stay here for that long, maybe for the rest of December. But by January, we should at least go up or we break the uptrend. And then, hey, we have to revisit by then how things are looking like. But it has been in an uptrend since a year now. 1 year. Since 1 year, altcoins are getting wrecked against Bitcoin collectively, right? There are outperformers all the time. But in my opinion, we should go up higher. And I think that once we get the ETF, that happens. Because once we had the fake ETF news, the Bitcoin dominance was already going up. And it did not retrace. So people are already anticipating to the Bitcoin ETF, and they know like, okay, this was fake news, but at a certain point it will come, right? And then Bitcoin will moon. I mean, we get a Bitcoin ETF, not an CDFI ETF or whatever ETF. So Bitcoin is the main place to be. Like it has the most bullish news that any piece of crypto ever had. There's no altcoin out there that had more bullish news than Bitcoin has right now. I mean, you have IMX, Ubisoft partnership, blah, 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 that kind of stuff. It's nice. But Bitcoin and ETF, it's freaking crazy, right? And it's the lowest risk crypto asset out there. So yeah, it makes sense that people are getting into Bitcoin. But at a certain point, when the dominance stops out, you should definitely consider putting that Bitcoin back into altcoins. Because if we do get an alt season, yeah, then we're gonna fly. And the last alt season that we had was May 2020 till May 2021. Like, we had an alt season for a year. Well, no, that's not true. From December 2020 really to May 2021, half a year. We had an alt season, right? This was a big alt season. We had a big alt season over here. Short-lived, December 2017 till January 2018, and kind of went hand in hand. But we had an alt season from February 2017 until, yeah, depends to where you take it. Like here, July. So also half a year basically. So alt seasons don't last that long, at least so far, right? And when should we get it? Yeah, well, it's quite hard to say. But if we take a look, when did we had the Bitcoin halvings? Well, we had a Bitcoin halving in July 2016. So if we draw a line right there, July 2016, that's here, right? That's an halving, and we had the halving over here. What's funny is that we saw so far the the alt seasons. This alt season started 8 months after the halving, and this alt season started 8 months after the halving, right? So far, 2 out of 2 exactly, by the way. It's crazy. So, hey, if we can go off that, and we have the halving coming in April 2024, we could expect maybe that 8 months after that halving, we could see an altcoin season in December 2024, right? Not before. Well, yeah, we can see it before that, but according to how it goes so far, not before that. So we still have a year before we really see an alt season, probably, right? And hey, in the meantime, we could do this. I don't think we will, but we could do this. We could go down here, and that technically will be an alt season, but just not a very big one. And then the halving starts, Bitcoin starts to move up, and we really move up. We maybe break this shit right here. We go here, or maybe even here. And then November, December 2025, we really go down and have the major alt season where we don't make stupid 5x's or 3x what the altcoin market now did collectively, but we put a zero behind that. Okay, it's gonna be crazy. Again, if you have not been making money in the last couple of months, you would have done something wrong, right? You would have done something very wrong. But that's only during this, or this, or this, right? Not during this. And if we get that, yeah, then it's gonna be freaking fantastic, freaking fantastic. So my point is, we haven't seen anything yet, and we still have time, right? And of course, this time could be different, but if you trade off of that, then yeah, you're gonna make it a little bit hard on yourself. But yeah, if we look at the cycles, 8 months usually after the halving, real alt season starts. And before the halving, yeah, Bitcoin dominance goes up, stays a little sideways right there. Yeah, now we're still going up, maybe a little sideways, a little more up. We should see. The harder we go up, the harder we can come down. And I'm not saying that this is the bottom right here, but here we didn't have a Bitcoin ETF. Here we didn't have a Bitcoin ETF, right? So why the fuck would we go lower this time? Why would Bitcoin be so less interesting next time, right? It will be way more interesting with the ETF, in my opinion. So I don't know if we even will get here, though. But yeah, it's nice to see, like, Ethereum is finally catching up a little bit. And that's good. If Ethereum goes up, altcoins go up, right? The thing is, though, that Ethereum on the dollar pair is doing well, but Ethereum on its Bitcoin pair is getting wrecked. So it only says like how well Bitcoin is doing. And yeah, that's what you see right here, right? If we overlay, let's not overlay, but if you look at Ethereum, hey, it took out the previous high by 11%, give or take. If you take a look at Bitcoin, it took out the previous high by 37%. So even Ethereum, the biggest altcoin, is running behind a lot against Bitcoin. But now that it's catching up a little bit, we can see the altcoin market doing pretty well. What's to wrap it up with interesting? By the way, what do you mean? My project, mooning. I don't know, man. We're doing really well, and let me just say, like, hey, this is just the start. So go check out CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap. What do you meme? I made a video about it yesterday, and in my opinion, it has a fantastic utility, and the chart shows. And we're just getting started. $5 million market cap's nothing, in my opinion. The last thing, though, I want to wrap it up with is the USDT dominance. Still very interesting. I want to see how this week ends, because the USDT dominance is, and I did not draw this line correctly, to be honest. It's, yeah, this really last support right here. Well, yeah, the USDT dominance is showing how much money people have sitting in USDT, right? And this has been going down. So it means people are deploying their USDT into crypto, and therefore we see crypto go up right now. It's not necessarily new people coming into the crypto space, but it's the current USDT. And it looks like it's breaking this resistance of this support right here. And if we do, then we could go way lower than this. And this is a move of like 12%. This move right here has been almost the same this current week, right? Let's take a look at this current week. Bitcoin has went up 6%. What did altcoins do? I think altcoins have outperformed Bitcoin a little bit this week. Altcoins went up 12%, right? So if the USDT dominance breaks down with another 6%, so we can see the altcoin market go up with another 12%, it could put us a lot higher. And some altcoins, like I said, they have been really outperforming this week. Again, if you look at CeDeFi, this has gone up 80% this week. I don't think CeDeFi will go up another 80% next week. But yeah, on the other hand, who the fuck knows, right? But that could suggest something pretty bullish. Again, I still stand behind my thesis that we should get a good correction. But I also stand behind the fact that I say, like, hey, it's very likely that we go to the upper 40s, lower 50s before that happens. And maybe it will happen right now, but that will be average, right? But we could be doing under average. But if that happens, then the altcoin market is also in for a huge push up. Yeah, and if we then get a pullback, hey, whatever, then we probably go back down to levels where we are right now. It doesn't really matter, right? Maybe slightly lower, but no, I think like we can get some good entries. Like I said, AVAX could go around $30, $32, and look where it went. Exactly there. I've taken some profits on AVAX though. Although I think it could go to 40, 30, 35, give or take. And if it really pushes, then maybe even 40. But I've taken some profits off the table with AVAX because it just would be very unwise, in my opinion, after see everything pump so hard not to take any profits, right? I'm not taking everything out, but at least something, you know, collect some money. Otherwise, this whole run was for nothing if we do pull back. Yeah, I want to leave it here, guys. Fucking hell, this market is doing crazy. I love it, man. Hey, if you like the video, can you please just like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the bell notification on. There is a Patreon link down below where you can get exclusive videos, follow influencer wallets, podcast, one-on-one consulting, you'll name it. There is a lot right there that can help you in your crypto journey. I'm tired by having so much ADHD today, man. See you soon. Bye-bye.